Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bloomberg Show. My name is Daksh Kedar. I'm the Corporate Secretary of Bloomberg, and today I have with me Mr. Vishal Wahul, the CEO and founder of Saventh.
Thank you for having me. Doing great.
So, how did you like a campus?
It's really amazing. I've been here for a while, so I know.
Okay.
And I really love the energy here.
Does it bring back your college days?
Absolutely, but I was not into studies at that point of time. So yeah,
Okay.
I've seen more studious student here. So yeah.
So, one thing I noticed that you have a degree PhD from
Right.
So, how was the transition to a fintech company?
Okay. So if you ask me, it was because of. So just to give an overview about the journey. After my college, I started my dad's business.
Okay.
We were into road construction, and I was literally 2-0 on the finance investments part. What would a 21-year-old would want to invest in mutual funds, right? But after that, understood that I worked in 2-3 startups. I was good first 100 employee of Impact Guru. Impact Guru is India's largest crowdfunding platform. I still remember when I left that company, we were 1,300.
Okay.
And I interviewed more than 200-300 people.
Okay.
And I understood that most of the people here in India have a good access to debt, credit, but there is no one to tell them to invest money. Okay, right? And then I started working on Saventh. After that, I started working in a company called Patak Pay that used to partner with companies and give advance salaries. And my only job was to understand what is business, because I wanted to partner with companies and advise investments to there. And I learned about it. So frankly speaking, it's more 8 years of journey to understand how finance is important.
And sir, as you mentioned, you have worked in TBS, like a lot of companies.
Yeah.
So shifting from a 9-to-5 job to becoming a CEO and founder,
Right.
what's the transition like for you?
I've been always lucky. I never did 9-to-5 job. I've worked in 3-4 startups before, and I still remember working 365 a day, and there was nothing like 9-to-5. And now it is more hustle.
Okay.
Of course, when you are in startup or you're working in a corporate, there are some SOPs, there are some proper mentioned process. But when you start something up from your own, you have to set SOPs. So there is a different energy altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell us the reason why you started Saventh? What was the reason behind?
Of course, to be very frank, just to tell you, in India there are 60 crore people working somewhere between 18 to 34 age, earning 25,000 average, and only 1% people invest.
Okay.
The problem is most of the people don't know how to invest. Everyone knows mutual fund sahi hai, but kaun sa? People doesn't know. So that's where we come into place, and we educate people to invest money properly with being in their workspace itself. So that's what we do. And one thing inspired me was when I was earning good amount of money, like 2 lakh rupees a month, I was not even investing a single penny.
Whoa.
And then I understood this is not my problem, this is literally a lot of people's problem. Then we started up this.
So sir, one thing we have noticed, especially in colleges, आजकल students क्या कर रहे हैं? Everyone's seeing आजकल latest IPOs लग रहे हैं. They are seeing mutual fund stocks. They're just asking their parents, just get us 10,000 if you want to start. Any advice for people like that?
See, if you ask me for specific for students, I feel we are totally based out of when it comes to investments at Saventh, we are goal-based investors, right?
Okay.
We ask people to come up with a financial goal and then invest.
Okay.
But frankly speaking, if you ask me what I would suggest to students, I feel it's more than becoming a cool student because I am doing trading. I know where to put call and where to do multiple things. If you really want to do a serious investment, it should have a goal. Maybe it can be buying an iPhone, right? But yeah, that doesn't matter. But of course, it should be having a goal, and it should invest precisely after that. On the other hand, I have seen most of the people are investing in IPOs, but I can tell you I'm sure I've heard it somewhere. If you have a Virat Kohli in your team, you should bank on Virat Kohli rather than a new player coming in.
So that's something amazing. So sir, talking about UPI trends, also sir, आजकल EMI culture बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहा है.
Right.
Everyone in a college, it's very easy. For example, you talked about iPhone. Everyone's buying iPhones on like 6 months EMI, 12 months EMI. What are your thoughts on that?
So if you ask me, at Saventh itself, we are an anti-credit or anti-debt or anti-lending company. We do not promote early access to debt to people out there, because the moment you don't know what is financial literacy, the moment you don't know how does the credit works, you will get into a debt trap, right?
Okay.
I've seen most of the people are getting into debt trap, And that's what I am feeling of the worst thing about, I don't want an Indian country or Indian economy. Most of the people are pushing into debt traps, right? So if you ask me, of course, you should buy things on EMI. But by the end of the day, you should understand the maths behind that also.
Okay.
Right? So, of course, if you go out, there is a lot of companies who would give you debt or give you EMIs, but there is literally not a single person who can tell you what you can do with your money, which is sitting in your pocket. You can also invest it and get it 10 times more. So, yeah.
So, sir, as we were talking off camera, you mentioned you have taken investment from an incubation center. Aajkal, even Bloombox has something called campus.
Right.
So basically, Bloombox help college startups to get elevated in a college, get some PR done. Even if they need any help, we help with them with that.
Right.
Any advice? How can they get their first funding?
See, I'll be very frank with you. Everything. So if you ask me, sales beats everything, right? Or at least your product idea beats everything. If you have that kind of conviction, if you know that is going to work out, and if you do a small POC or proof of concept with having early users, it is too easy. It is pretty easy to convince. Just to be very frank, Saventh's first investor is our first client.
Okay.
So he has invested 40 lakhs with us.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, how did we started it? We had a goal that, okay, most of the Indians doesn't have that kind of access to invest money rightly. We started it, and by the end of the day, we are working with more than 60 companies right now. Just to name some, we are working with more than 5 Fortune 500 companies just 1 year of time. And we are managing around 5 crore rupees. But frankly speaking, the best part is 91% people investing on my platform are first time investors.
Okay.
And 40% of women not even earning more than 25,000. So that was the impact which we created. Then we rolled out to 3-4 investors, and it was easy for us to get investors.
And so one thing also, people have a very difference between, they don't know the difference between bootstrapping and venture capitalists.
Right.
When they're starting, they don't know which side to go for the funding.
Right. See, even so, I'm not the first time entrepreneur. This is my second startup. I rigorously and I failed like anything in 2018-19. So I've seen, for most of the people, starting up is nothing but, you should have an idea and you'll raise money.
Okay.
That's not how it works, right? You will have an idea, you'll work on it, you'll create something out of it, which is very valuable, and people will find value in that. And then people will invest. So by the end of the day, I feel every startup does bootstrap. Till the time they reach at the moment, they understand, okay, fine, I can go to 10 investors and I can raise something, right? The only job being a founder you can do is you can reach at that point very fast where you can go to 10 investors.
And sir, you also mentioned you had one more startup before this.
Right.
Can you talk about it?
So I was 24-year or 25-year-old guy in 2018. My startup name was Below.
Okay.
What we were doing is we were based out of Mumbai, delivering anything right from mobile phone, TV, grocery in 2 hours of time.
Whoa.
I still remember going to a Lightspeed Ventures designated person and telling about my startup.
Okay.
And he was like, Vishal, I don't need product in 2 hours of time, and I'm okay to wait for 3 days or 4 days when Amazon is delivering it. And now when I see there are 3 million
exactly.
startups delivering
Basically, you
it,
had the idea first.
Yeah, but we are not. The market was not ready.
Ready
On the
for
other
it,
hand,
yeah.
COVID created that kind of use case where people need everything in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But sir, that shows there's like always a right time for everything.
Yes,
Because
yes.
your idea, if it was incorporated like few years later, it would have been a multi-billion dollar.
Absolutely. So the whole point is, I still remember you need a lot of mentorship as a founder, right? As an entrepreneur. So if you remember what I missed, if I remember what I missed at that particular point of time, one advice that would have told me that, you know what, you should have started a dark room of investing 30 lakh rupees and I would have just delivered anything 10 minutes.
Okay.
That the problem was mentorship. I was not getting the kind of mentorship that one.
Okay. And sir, one thing, like if you get a chance to go back to your college life and change one thing about yourself, what would you do?
There's nothing, to verify, there's no regret as such. But of course, if I've not enjoyed a lot, I'll enjoy a lot. There's nothing else I can,
So, उस मामले में हम अच्छा कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
It is we are having fun with our college life.
Yeah.
Sir, any financial habit mistakes you see people make, especially college young students?
I will never ask college students to invest or think very serious about money.
Okay.
But of course, if you have access to credit, don't get into debt trap. Because if you have an access for early loans or easy loans, you take the loans, and the moment you don't understand how the saving investing works,
Okay.
and you have an access to credit, that's not a good thing. Till the time you learn that how does the debt trap works, it will be a like 3 or 4 years gap.
And sir, one thing I read about on your LinkedIn profile was that Saventh focus is on blue and grey collar employees.
Right.
Can you explain a little bit on that?
So I tell you, what we understood at a point of time was in India, there are multiple fintech or wealth app like Paytm, Money, Zero, Grow, right? A particular person who already understands investment, he can go on the platform and can invest. The problem is underserved people who doesn't know where to invest, who doesn't know how to invest. And these are blue, grey collar, and literally there are, if you ask, that is literally 85 or 90% of Indians, right?
Okay.
And what I felt was the need was there, and that's where we are working with JNL, we are working with, if you ask me, we are working with Decathlon, we are working with much better companies, APL Logistics. These people have good, blue and grey collar employee force, and you would like to put impact there, and that's where the good amount of money also is lying out there.
And so, what was the biggest challenge that you faced while starting this company?
I feel, of course, if you ask me right now, what is the biggest challenge I'm facing right now is, of course, when you come in fintech, it is too much about regulations, right?
Yeah,
it is SEBI, it is AMFI coming in and checking what you've been doing and what you've not been doing and that. But if you ask me what is the biggest challenge, of course, for me, I thought I'll help the bottom pillar, the bottom layer of the pillar. When I went to these people who are earning 1,000 rupees a day or something like that, it was too challenging for me to convince them to invest and save money, because it is literally hand to mouth earning and they don't have that kind of corpus to invest. So that was a challenge for me. But yes, in India right now I can see the shift that most of the people are looking forward to invest, and we would want to be a go-to place in investing ecosystem.
So ये SEBI regulations को बहुत issue में ना, at least personally I have an interest in financial side.
Right.
So I always try to take stock tips, but on camera कोई मेरे को दे नहीं पाता क्योंकि every company has SEBI regulation.
There are multiple regulations on
Yeah.
the distributor side and also RIS side. So of course you would never get tips. And of course there are multiple factors. If you see on the regulator part, they would see this on the macro level where the scams and the issue should not be there. But yes, of course they are working on the right scale and they know what they are doing, right?
So, did you see the budget of this year?
Yes, absolutely. You said
What are your thoughts about?
So if you ask me, it is a very nice thing where, so we thought, because we are into investments and everything, we keep tracking markets, right?
Yeah.
If you see from November, I can't see market going up at any point of time, right? And as I've already told you that we are managing our 4-5 crores. After budget, I saw one thing, of course, that is we are working with lots of working professionals, right? I've seen a very good confidence in people out there about the 12 lakh rupees, we made out for 75,000 rupees and multiple things. So I can see there's some kind of positivity. And by the end of the day, I feel that's a good call also. We thought that will be a 9 lakh rupees slab or something. But of course, 12 lakh should everyone have.
Okay, sir, this is the last question for today.
Absolutely.
And this is something we always ask every speaker we have. What's a day in your life like?
Okay.
Vishal sir, सुबह उठ के morning से रात तक क्या? What's your?
So if you ask me, I get up at 9:30, 10.
Okay.
Because I work we work till 2 in the night, so I can't really get up. So
Okay.
I'm a night owl person. So get up in the morning. I have lots of meeting scheduled at 11 and 11:30. Because most of the corporate meetings which my B2B person sets, it's about 11:30 meeting. Okay. So till 11 to 1, I have lots of B2B clients to chase. Then after that, I see what is happening with the numbers and B2C clients. And I have some good 15-20 clients which manages by me.
Okay.
So I connect with them every day. I see which clients have birthday, and so I call them and wish them birthday because it is good to make relationship. After that, I take meetings. Every Wednesday and every Thursday, we have team meetings to motivate and to understand what is not happening. On the other hand, after 6, that's my time when I just think about growing, and that is not the day-to-day life. I work on the after 6 and 7. There is less calls which I'm handling. So I work on more about what can be done on 7th part in after 6 months or 7th month. This is what I try to do. And till 2, I listen to a lot of podcasts while working on together to understand what is happening in the market. So it's pretty mixed. It is not a routine, but of course I can tell you, in past 1.5 years, I've taken like 6 days off.
Yeah. But sir, doesn't that get hectic for you?
Of course, if you work in somewhere, that can get hectic for you. But if you really love what you're trying to do, it is not hectic. It is you enjoy every moment of it. And for me, it is not at all hectic, because if you ask me, even that 6 days was one of my friend's marriage, or else I would have still chosen to come off.
Perfect record.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming today. We would love to have you again in the future. And just to give you guys a little context, sir is here to judge our event, Vishal. So we'll talk about that again. Sir, but please do come. Keep coming.
Absolutely. All the best to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.